the next thing I wanted to basically lead that into is why does Google have such a massive market share?
They're the best, man.
They created a brand, not a tool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it all comes down to accessibility. It's like Google is like at this point the main search engine for one of the two most popular operating systems for mobile devices, which is where most of search comes from. You either have like an iPhone or an Android. All Androids come with it pre-installed. So it's like that's where your search market's going to be, is on Google. Bing didn't take off because the Windows Phone never took off, despite the funeral that they had for the iPhone when they launched the Windows Phone.
That didn't age well. Yeah, it's also like, I don't know, it just works better. Not even, like, the search results are obviously better, like I said, but sometimes, you know, when you're in an app and it's like you got to open some sort of browser from the app. When I do that with Brave browser, it's like 50% of the time doesn't even work. But with Safari and Google, it's seamless. Same with DuckDuckGo. It's like doesn't work half the time.
That to say, have you ever used an AOL keyword?
I don't know what that even is.
I feel like everybody pre 9/11, probably a little bit ways after, were using, like, there was no search, there was no Google search really. It was just you were using AOL keywords. Every TV commercial said, find us online at whatever.com or use AOL keyword this. And then we have now an entire generation that has no idea what that means.
Remember Ask Jeeves?
Dude, we were talking about Ask Jeeves like a few weeks ago. They just barely, they're sunsetting it now. It's either completely gone or they announced that it's going away.
Jeeves has finally passed on.
Jeeves hasn't been around for a hot minute. It's just been Ask for like a decade or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are.
People just kind of are like, I wonder how like long Yahoo Answers will go till it's dead.
I honestly didn't know.
When all the baby boomers die.
I didn't think they were still around.
We got a lot of,
Commission.
okay, no disrespect because my parents are baby boomers, but
Yeah.
they're all in their 70s. For those of you who don't know what a baby boomer is, all the people came back from World War II, got frisky, and we had a lot of babies.
Yeah.
So
And can I just say whatever you're about to say? I would like to add disrespect to it.
you would like to.
I would like to.
Anyway, they get a lot of hate because everyone's like, are you ever going to just retire and let the rest of us have a job or a business or something instead of being like, you know, in your 70s, 80s and just hanging on for dear life to this money and business and all that. Maybe.
They hoard everything.
Yeah, so I know where you're going with that. But where was I going with it? Oh, yeah. I honestly think like Yahoo will just completely fold when they all die off because I don't know of anybody. Like, it's weird. If you're 50, maybe 60 and younger, you use Google. In fact, people just say, oh, Google it. Like, that's why I say when it's a brand, it's like, you know, get a Kleenex, right? Kleenex is a brand, but it's just a tissue, but nobody says get a tissue. They're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
get a Kleenex, right?
It's true.
Same thing for Google. So I think Yahoo's dead in 10 years for sure because all the old people who use it on purpose will be gone. But I also think Google has to know that they have enough. Like with me, there's over 20 years of me getting better results with Google. So it's going to take a lot. Like I'm automatically expecting it to be a worse experience if I go to ChatGPT or something like that. So as soon as I type something into ChatGPT and it gives me an answer and then I say, really? Because I actually thought it was a different answer. And then it says, oh, you're right, it is. I'm like, yeah, that's why you're stupid. And I go back
Yeah,
to
that's
Google.
totally my bad.
Yeah.
Glad you caught that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm glad I caught that too.
Yeah.
I almost just put my child in a microwave.
But I do think we're more likely to see something like TikTok become a more powerful force for search than anything else. Like if my money was on something, it would be a social media platform becoming better with search. I'm honestly surprised Meta hasn't come out with a better search tool.
They've gotten a lot better. Instagram's search engine is way better than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I remember the first time I saw somebody look something up using TikTok. I'm going, what? Like we were talking about an artist or like a song or a movie or something. And they're like, oh, what? I haven't heard of that. And they go to look it up and they pull up TikTok.
Yeah.
Because they want to see videos and edits and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's so interesting. And it's crazy that it has 3% of or like even shopping, because now there's TikTok Shop. You can get basically anything on there.
Mm-hmm.
When people want something, they look it up on TikTok Shop. By the way, worst search engine ever is Gospel Library. Have
Actually,
you ever tried to use it?
Yes, I have. It's actually pretty bad.
It is?
Like I'll try
The
to search
worst.
up a actual scripture quote, and
Yeah.
it's like pulls up everything but that, like hymns and things. And I'm
Yes.
like, I swear it's a real scripture,
Yeah.
and then I'll go actually find it on Google, and it'll actually pull up the app, the
Yes.
LDS tools, and it'll pull up the right scripture, and I'm like, guys.
Yeah.
So
Gospel Library and the church website, as a missionary, those were my only 2 search engines for 2 years. If I wanted to look at something, I had to look it up on one of those 2 things, and they are the worst. I could never find what I was looking for.
It's wild how Google does a better job indexing the church site than the church site
Yeah.
does. I just use Google to find, and I'll type in Church of Jesus Christ and then whatever quote, and it'll pull it up every time.
Yeah, Church of Jesus Christ IT team, get on fixing the search engine because it's unusable.
It was actually between working there and starting this business.
Really?
Funny enough, I used to work for the church. I worked for the church for 2 years.
Listen,
Did you guys know that about me?
No, I did not.
I did not actually.
Yep.
I just registered that you said that. Really?
Yeah.
What did you do there?
I worked at the FM group. So it
that?
started out as I did accounting for them. I was in their accounting department, going for IT, and then church headquarters. They had like all these jobs that I could just transfer to, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go start a business and make real money because it's a fine career, but you'll definitely need your wife to work to pay the bills. Like it doesn't pay amazing. So
what do they really do with our tithing?
what they say actually, surprising enough. So